Have you ever had a great idea for an online business but then stopped yourself because you thought, who am I to do this? I don't have enough experience. Well, that feeling, it's one of the biggest things that holds people back. So today, we're going to tear that idea down and show you exactly how to build an offer that people just can't say no to, even if you're starting from square one.
So let's just get right to the heart of it. This is the big, scary question, isn't it? This idea that you need a 10-page resume or a long list of credentials before you're allowed to sell anything online. But is that actually true?
The answer is a big, fat no. Seriously, creating something that people are scrambling to buy has way less to do with your past experience and a whole lot more to do with understanding a few key things about, well, people. All right, let's dive into our first section and bust this myth wide open. You see, while having a great product is important, of course, what's even more crucial, especially online, is the quality of your offer. The way you frame it, the way you present it, that's what truly changes the game. So what even is an irresistible offer? It's not just the thing you're selling, it's the whole package. The promise you're making, the problem you're solving, and the feeling you create around it. When you get this mix right, you trigger a really powerful emotional response. And this is the feeling we are aiming for, that gut reaction, that instant, I absolutely have to have this thing right now. It's not about logic anymore. It's a pure emotional need. That's when you know you've nailed your offer.
So how do you create that feeling? Well, think of your offer as a bridge. Your customer is standing on one side in their before state. They're dealing with problems, frustrations, and roadblocks. Your offer is the bridge that gets them to their desired after state, a place of results, benefits, and real transformation. You're not selling a course or a guide, you're selling the after.
Okay, so if we're building a bridge, where do we start? The biggest mistake is to start with what you want to build. Nope. The real starting point, the foundation, is to figure out what your audience truly, deeply wants.
And this right here, this is a huge mindset shift. I want you to really let this sink in. An irresistible offer is never about you or your skills. It's about them. It's a direct solution to a painful problem they already have or a burning desire they already feel.
So where do you find this audience gold? The best part is, it's everywhere. You don't need a huge following to do this. Just become a professional listener. Dive into Facebook groups, scroll through Amazon reviews, read the comments on YouTube. Pay attention to the exact words people use to describe their pain points. Every question you see over and over is a clue.
Okay, once you've found that gold and you know what they want, it's time to package it. Think about it. If I gave you two identical gifts, but one was in a beat-up gray box and the other was in a beautiful, shiny box with a bow, which one would you be more excited about? Your offer works the exact same way. Presentation is everything.
And here's the playbook for creating that beautiful box. It has 5 key parts. 1, a title that grabs them by the collar. 2, a promise that's super clear and believable. 3, stack on some awesome bonuses to make it feel like an incredible deal. 4, take away all their fear with a solid guarantee. And 5, add a little urgency so they make a decision now. It's a recipe for success.
Now, let's talk about that big elephant in the room. The feeling that you're not an expert. We've been told that's a weakness, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that your so-called inexperience can actually be your greatest strength.
Think about it. Sometimes the expert can seem way up on a pedestal, distant and hard to understand. They use jargon and sell authority. But you, the newcomer, you're relatable. You speak their language because you were just in their shoes a little while ago. You're not selling authority, you're selling empathy and connection. And honestly, that's often way more powerful.
So here's the key takeaway. You don't need to be some all-knowing guru. You just need to be a guide who's 1 or 2 steps ahead on the path. People aren't always looking for the master. Sometimes they just want someone who recently navigated the maze and can show them the shortcuts. Your offer is that shortcut.
All right, remember that 5-step package we talked about? Let's zoom in on a few of those elements, because these are the secret weapons that can take an offer from pretty good to shut up and take my money.
First up, bonuses. These things are magic because they crank up the perceived value of your offer through the roof. It makes the customer feel like they're getting an absolute steal. And then you have guarantees. Guarantees are all about removing risk. A simple money-back promise basically tells your customer, hey, you literally can't lose here, which makes saying yes so much easier.
Now, what about urgency? I know, I know, this one can feel a little manipulative, but it doesn't have to be. Ethical urgency isn't about tricking people. It's about giving them a gentle nudge to stop procrastinating on a change that you know they already want to make. It's helping them get off the fence. Okay, we have covered a lot. We've talked mindset, research, packaging, but none of it means a thing without this last crucial piece of the puzzle. You have to actually, start.
And when you do start, please keep it simple. Our brains are wired to run away from complexity. If someone has to read your offer 3 times to understand it, you've already lost. Make it dead simple to understand and dead simple to buy.
And you've got to remember this. Your first offer is not your final offer. It's not supposed to be perfect. Think of it as version 1. You're just putting it out there to start a conversation with the market. The feedback you get is worth more than another 6 months of planning by yourself.
So if you take only one thing away today, let it be this. The internet doesn't just reward the person with the longest resume. It rewards the person who creates the best, most compelling, most empathetic offer.
That feeling of readiness you're waiting for, it doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. So thinking about what you know and the people you can help who are just one step behind you, what irresistible offer can you start building today?